Hello, my name is Joel #Sassman, and welcome one and welcome all. This is Dall-e 2, and here I have been experimenting with prompts, because that's what you do. You write stuff, you hit the generate, and it spews out a result like you can see on the screen. So here I tried with Surrealist style slime girl overgrown city street with a lamp. I am not entirely sure what. I think it misunderstood my phrasing a bit. But hey, it is a woman and a street lamp, and it's surrealism. Yeah. Also, I don't think it has defined slime girl. So, in essence, hentai artists have nothing to fear from Dall-e yet. So here is another take on it. A slime, it look more like bubblegum princess or a jellyfish from Steven Universe. So I have purple in the purple pond under the full moon. So of course we went with a different. We went with Van Gogh smiling while dancing on the moon, along with rabbits and a spoon. Yeah, Van Gogh is an artist who is famous for self-portrait and cutting off his own ear before painting a picture of himself being very depressed and injured. Yeah, for some reason the moon is also smiling. And he's holding a spoon and he's on the moon and dancing with rabbits. Yeah. Results may vary. There's a frilly dressed woman holding a disco ball and dancing funk on a rocket going to the moon. Photorealism. I originally tried to type in Vladimir Putin, but that's a political figure, and those are bad juju. They're off limit for now. Just like sexuality and such, so let's just ignore that. But this is certainly something. I have no idea what happened to the face. Hmm. So here is a drunk bushy-bearded sailor riding a pink flying elephant to the moon. If there's one thing Dall-e really fails at, it is the human faces. But the concept is fun. So might as well turn it into a more proper prompt later. Here is another iteration on. Here is a variation on said idea. So now it's a pink sailor and a grey elephant. So here I try to add on Venus. Yeah. Ah. Ooh. I know what to do with this one. I need to do some image editing and put the face of friend on it. Yeah. Drunk sailor on pink elephants. So. Yeah, okay. Here. Oil painting of Sputnik satellite crashing into a tea party held by plushy creatures. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure where the satellite is, but this this is one of the more peculiar results. Very kind of cool, really. Here is more expressionism. I think this is the satellite and it's the party. You can vaguely see the expressions. Of course, here is a bit more photo of it. So you can see like the place where it doesn't understand faces. And here's a satellite dish instead. And here is a variation with an elephant crashing. Actually, this one is quite... What the hell is going on in the background? I don't know, but... Oh my. It's a riot. Elephants are crashing the garden party. Oh. Oh. That's brutal. Yeah. So naturally we have more iterations. Then I decided to try origami cranes flying on Mars. It's origami cranes and they are flying on red sand. Followed by, then I've changed it into sandstorm. It looks kinda neat. So naturally, I went with here are some variations. So I took it another step and made origami spiders flying on Mars in sandstorm, the style of Junji Ito. I don't think it quite succeeded. Well, maybe they did. Cause that's some very disturbing spiders. And of course, then we took the spiders and made another variation on it. Oh, this one is kind of cool. Ooh, that's look more like crabs, really. So naturally, I had to try it one more time. Then I went in with style of Van Gogh instead. And then it made the falling sand grains into paper. And here seems to be more like falling spiders. Okay, I have to admit that is very cool. Oh. I need to look a bit. Oh, and here I just experimented with an original, right? I took myself and uploaded. And then I flung in some variations. And it did a fairly good job of mixing elements around. Of course, I didn't quite succeed with modifying Geyser and cutting out parts of the element and stuck them around. Did not stop me from trying to paint out elements. But it didn't quite understand what it was supposed to do with it, so I can't blame it. So here is a chimera riding female astronaut dancing disco on the moon in photo style. Ooh, that's quite neat. Here's dancing in front of the moon. And of course with this one. Here's really moody. With the backlight. So I tried, of course, pink fluffy unicorn dancing on rainbow. Picasso style. Yeah, that's creepy. Very, very creepy. So of course I went with a different variation and the result became very interesting as I went with photorealistic. And you get this creepy plushie. This and this thing. And it's not dancing, but it's fluffy and it's unicorn and it's pink. And there's a rainbow, so yeah, close enough. I was a huge floppy wiener dog running after a ball, Rococo style. I don't think Rococo did anything, but it is a wiener dog running after a ball, and it's big. You see the bulging belly. Naturally, I wasn't done yet, because you start off with 50 credits in this thing, so here try with some lyrics. I'm the one to blame. I've been waiting for long for one of us to save the darkness, let it never fade away. It's basically lyrics from Aha, and I have no idea what I'm looking at. That's kinda nitty. And there's a person looking out of over the horizon. And here are some lines, inspirational lines you can't read. And of course, I have a song based on a James Bond movie called The Living Daylights. And yeah, it made this something with daylights. So I tried a little bit variation. It became just a more twisted city street. So, fairies with boots and dancing with a dwarf in a store window. This is based on a Black Sabbath song. The fairies wear boots and you better believe it. Yeah. Suddenly I got a fright. Yeah, I looked through a window and surprised at what I saw. Fairies with boots and dancing with a dwarf. It just looks like a creepy children's book. And what did they expect from fairies and dwarfs? Oh, I naturally added photo. So here you have the garden gnomes looking through the window. And here's some boots and a dress. So, before we end this all, pink fluffy long-legged spider dancing on rainbows crayon. Yeah, it turns into a children drawing of a pink spider. But that would be boring, so I tried to add Junji Ito, and I got these fluorescent spider-like macro photos. That's kinda cool, to be honest. But I decided to try Junji Ito manga style. And, well, I don't know what I'm looking at anymore, but damn, that's trippy. And it's also very... Oh. Oh. Oh, I hope you don't have arachnophobia. Oh, I was thinking of one more thing. A couple of... I'm not sure how many more points I have available. 15, okay. Let's see. Skeleton. Human. Skeleton. Sitting on a throne. Throne of gold. Inside a gothic. It would be lovely if the keys would work. The gothic cathedral. Ah, right, I suppose you're complaining because it's not big capital letter. Photo. Human skeleton sitting on a throne of gold inside a Gothic cathedral. Then we wait roughly 30-ish seconds. Or more or less, I don't know. Well, it is a skeleton sitting on a gold throne of gold. That's kind of okay. Let's see. A frozen throne inside a. Oh yeah, feel free to add some prompt suggestions down below, and we can try it out together and see the results. Frozen throne inside a dim lit cave. Realism. No. Or romanticism style. Oh, that's. In case you don't know, romanticism is an art direction where everything was had the same exposure both back and front, and drawn in lavishly detailed and extremely opulent and absurd. But anyways, let's generate. Dimly-lit cave filled with treasure. Romanticism style. I could also add Tiedemann and Gouda, I suppose, but let's just see what this thing cooks up. Just have to wait a bit. Wait a bit more. And that is indeed romanticism. And it's a frozen throne. Ah. Ooh, okay. So let's just go with expressionism. Yeah, we're digging up all the art directions I have from my formal art education. Okay, that's what looks like it from an adventure game. Expressionism. Not the Da Vinci, Picasso. No, try that. Photo, web art. Let's see. Water color. So essentially take one prompt you enjoy and then you just keep making variations and iterations, and eventually you might get something useful through 300 attempts. But yeah, and before we and then just one more thing. A photo. So for one credit you get 4 results from one prompt, essentially. Actually a bit more. Okay. For one credit you get 2 attempts, it seems. Well, it looks like a photo, but I am not entirely sure what I'm looking at anymore. But yeah, that's it for now. My name's Njol, #Sassy. I'm signing out, and links to some lovely stuff I do down below.